So we just pulled up to the airport. We're in a drop-off zone, so I'm just helping my friend get his luggage out and get into the building. As I drive away, he's heading into the building. I'm driving to exit the airport, but we always yield to pedestrians, and then so I'm waiting for the pedestrians to cross to get to the airport, and then this explosion happens behind me, it took me a while to realize that there was an explosion inside the airport, but the fear hit the people next to the airport. I'm right beside the building, so the people began to run across the street to get away from the building. So now there's no way that I can drive forward because there's more and more people coming out of the building in complete fright. And then at that moment, like 8 seconds later, I'm now sitting in front of the main entrance where the main crosswalk is, and people are pouring out across the road. The second explosion goes off and shatters. All the windows just explode outward from the building. So that one just kind of shook the earth, kind of explosion, and of course then just more people just crossing, getting away from danger, hiding behind concrete walls, and wherever they could find to hide, they were crouching behind all kinds of things. And so I decide, okay, what happened to my friend? I decide I'm going to park my car. I'm going to get out. I'm going to go find my friend that I just sent him into this building, and now there's been 2 explosions in the building. So I just began to get out of the car, and immediately there was a lady coming towards me that was covered in blood, and she was a teacher, and she had students that she was looking for. She was afraid of what happened to all my students. I'm here by myself. Anyways, it was kind of like a tragic kind of moment, just lots of emotion, lots of things going through your head as you're processing everything. So I was making my way. I just started helping person by person, but I was making my way to the other door where I dropped my friend off. So we just began to help some of the victims that were there, and people were shaking, just whatever we could do to help them. But I made it all the way across to try to find my friend and see if he was okay. I didn't know if I was going to have to try to run into the building and, drag him outside, or, we didn't know if there was going to be another explosion. We didn't know what was happening on the inside of the building other than, the building was exploding. And anyway, the police were moving everybody away from the building, and I was able to get to a back parking lot where I found my friend, and he was safe. He was away from harm. But then by that point, we were right next to a small triage area, and so most of the victims were being directed to come to that area so that they could get some kind of medical help. And so we just began to help the people and talk with them some, just kind of help them process what was going on in their life. And some of them were airline employees, which they were really concerned about their friends, that they work with that were on the inside.
I can only imagine going through your normal day, dropping a friend off at the airport, and just having this happen. Just to fill you in on Nashville right now, we have a missing couple in Brussels. The mother was separated from her daughter and her daughter's husband. Can you fill us in on what has been going on over there and how authorities are helping people locate their families?
Yeah, well, everybody was forced to come out of the airport, and because, not knowing if there was another bomb to go off or anything like that, they wanted to get everybody out of the building quickly. Crowds of us were just, standing in different pockets, different groups, different places. cars were blocked from getting into the airport. The train stopped, and the everything came to a grinding halt. And the police were there, were their presence. The ambulances and the police department, the army, the fire department, everybody showed up, very quickly. So there was a lot of people there assessing the situation. I was glad to see the police force responding so quickly, and even before I left, the army had already showed up with all of their gear, and but yeah, they told everybody to stay in their homes. They said don't go to work, don't go to school, just stay in your homes. They didn't want people driving on the streets. They didn't want any more danger moments. So they just basically tried to shut everything down. When I finally did get to drive home, they had barricaded one of the, I don't know how they stopped the traffic, but the 4 lanes of traffic were stopped completely and backed up for hours. I'm sure, I don't know when they let them drive past, but they just blocked the whole freeway. And so they were taking some extreme measures to try to take control of the situation, and I felt like they were really following a strong security protocol. So I'm sorry to hear about this family. I'm really curious because maybe a lot of families could have gotten separated in different crowds, but I'm really concerned about the separation between her and her family.